And 3, 2, 1, boom. And we were back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. This episode brought to you by Zenreal Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and our accessories at zenrealclothingco.com and use offer code SoccerTees at checkout for 20% off select items. Also, new to the podcast, but not super new because we've done maybe one ad for it already. So if you're in the Port Union area of Scarborough, Toronto, Canada, be sure to check out the Port Union Bakery. They got delicious empanadas such as chicken, pork, tuna, spinach, pineapple, daily bread, and they were voted number 1 on BlogTO for Scarborough's best donuts. Okay, so we got a lot stuff that happened this week. It's pretty eventful week, Fish. I guess first things first, Brian Ortega won last night, and we were discussing this. Okay, so I remember, the last time he fought was the one that we went to in Toronto.
Yeah.
I still got that shirt up there on the wall. yeah. But he got wrecked. He actually pulled it maybe a little. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
So he got wrecked in that one, and I was at the end of his thing, he said for all of you who counted me out, for all the people who stayed with me, I love you, and all the people that counted me out, learn to effing count, right? He was a little, he's working on that part still. We'll get into that. But, I remember when I saw that fight, the one we went to, I didn't count him out. He's still my favorite gladiator, and he'll always be my favorite gladiator because he went to those seminars, and he's a really nice dude, in real life. But, his skill level was not there. And I was like, oh, man, he's going to get wrecked if he fights Max a second time, and he got wrecked in that fight, right? So then he had a 2-year layoff. He had surgery on his wrist or his hand, surgery on his nose, and then for those 2 years I was watching the everyone has those pre-fight talks about oh yeah, I'm better than I was, and blah blah blah, but you got to see it, right? And then I think especially because so if you watch that fight, you're oh, Korean Zombie's not a very good fighter, right? He made him look not that good. But no, Korean Zombie's really good. That's why I was oh, this is going to be an intense fight. But it was so one-sided. Brian Ortega is way better than he was before. Yeah. And I'm shocked because not many people can actually do that. Leave for 2 years and then show up and you're well, you're a totally different fighter. He said that though. He's I'm going to be a totally different fighter. But also it's people say that all the time.
Yeah.
So it's proof is in the pudding. But some drums. So I was noticing that he didn't post his regular crew from his other fight camp. So I was oh, what happened? I didn't follow it too closely. But then reading the media, he left everyone except for Henner.
Okay.
And apparently it was because there was so much drama during those fights. Because I remember when he was coming up, he was going on skill that he'd gained alone, his natural talent. But there was no game plan. There was no there's no off-season training. He was just teaching, right? He was teaching police officers, and then some of his fights,
okay,
right. So some of his fights, he was teaching police officers, and then they'd get a week notice, and hey, you want to fight this guy? He's yeah, sure, let's do it.
Okay.
Because the Gracie mentality is you could fight anywhere at any time. But then he got to the highest caliber, which is Max Holloway, and he's no, I need to put stuff together. I need wrestling. I need Muay Thai. I need I can't just rely on BJJ or Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. And even the press conference, he hired a full professional team, and it seems he had some coaching. We were watching that one video of and he was he sounds so awkward still trying to answer those questions.
Yeah, there's a little bit of him or the past him in there. But there's been I feel there looked a lot of changes happened. His demeanor. You're right. Very different.
You're right. And it's funny you called that too. You're this is the new image he's portraying. Because before it was very laid back. It was very all about the foundations that he's working for, et cetera, et cetera. And then now it's no, I'm taking this seriously now. Even in that press conference is yeah, you had some coaching, but he has a professional manager now, an actual MMA manager. So they probably gave him some okay, these are the talking points. This is how you're going to do it. He definitely had some PR coaching.
Right.
Rather I'm sure if you asked him, he'd be no, I didn't. But it's more subtle PR coaching. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't sound like the same him. So it's still a little bit like you were saying, like he's still in there because there was some awkward points, but like
yeah.
Just the way he was speaking, it reminded me of like a champion, like an actual UFC fighter. You know, like we got to work on this, we got this game plan, blah blah blah. But before it was like so chill.
Right.
It was like, oh yeah, I was just like surfing, and then I like took this. You know, I was like, yeah, totally different. But I'm excited to see. I think.
So the thing is that the term is like it's rebranding himself, right? Isn't that
rebranding? Yes. It's a total rebranding, like rebranding of skills and rebranding of like your online persona,
your image,
yeah, that we all see. Yeah. But it's cool too. Like he was saying how we like fans have a short term memory. You know, so it's like oh they think he's super sick, like whatever, and then he gets like wrecked by Max Holloway, so like they count him out.
Well, yeah, I mean, fans are very fickle. It's not a...
Yeah,
there's terms like it. There's diehard fans. Then there's just normal fans who are very fickle in the sense, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna vote for someone else. Like
totally, yeah. So he was likening it to like he's like I've been an LA Lakers fan and a Dodgers fan my whole life, win or lose, you know, and like he's like. Fans need to do that. They need to pick a side because it's like then it makes them feel bad about their career, right? It's like, oh,
yeah.
But also at the same time, that's just how people operate. That's just like marketing.
But people get discouraged like that, and then they change their mind. Like that's just,
yeah, right. Like totally
natural. That's how it goes. Like you'll always have those diehard fans. You'll have those.
Right. Yeah, totally.
But then there's people that don't. I guess they say fans, but they're not really like they're just. Like they're into you, okay? They like your character or whatever it was.
Right,
then
you're
lost. You lost. So
So it's like never mind. Yeah, totally.
And you were gone for 2 years.
Yeah, totally.
So that's another thing I think. Yeah.
I was doing a bit of like freelancing, and I was saying like I won't name who it is, but what we were discussing was like clout and sales, and I was like, yeah, you can have all the clout, but are you making money off that? You know, so it's like even if you have like a high follower count, who cares? Because like people are like so like on the superficial level, they're like, wow, you have a big number, right? But it's like, but also how much of that number is bringing in money. So focus on the money and not the number. The number can go back and forth as much as it wants, but your sales, that's sort of like what he was talking about. It's like, or what we were just talking about. Like the cloud is an illusion. Like people are gonna come and go. Like, oh, this is cool for a little, and then pass. You know.
Yeah.
But if you can actually spend money on it, I feel like you're like a true fan. You know.
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe some.
But I think it brings in the money too, right? The more sometimes the more clout you would. Like I'm only thinking like Twitch viewer kind of thing. It's just like you get more viewership means you're going to be up on the top of the list. So then other people will join in. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the same people following, but you do have a better chance of getting more people to follow you.
True. Yeah. Because it's like a bandwagon or like sheep's following. Like they're like, oh, he's a high number. He must be cool. But that's what I mean. It's like superficial.
Yeah. But that does come into money too. Like you'll end up
maybe
still
like there's a potential. Totally, I agree. Like you up your chances of it, but also it's like it's not guaranteed. I look at money coming in.
It might be like it's a mix of bag. Like you might get more money, but it's also like if you ever drop so much follower count, it's like it could be discouraging too. Like for them mentally.
Yeah. You're right. All right. I think we're thinking about online
different
streamers
things.
that we no. I think
we're saying the same.
No, we're saying the same thing, but I think we're thinking about like how people take it, like the people that focus on the cloud, right?
Yeah.
And it's like screw it, I'm just gonna name it Ghost Robo. Remember we were watching? All right, we used to watch all the time, and then we're like, it's kind of getting boring, it's repetitive, and then and then I checked back in like a little while later, and then he was like, oh, like, what can I do to keep you guys around? He was like having this like sad thing going on. Like he was like, because his number count wasn't high, and I was like, that's a little weird. Like, but you're still making lots of money, bro. Like you bought a house, and it's like, why is this going to affect you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe your money does drop if you lose.
yeah, okay,
people,
your
I
money
guess.
just dropped, but it's like diversify like people are focused on like the short term, but it's like where are you gonna take this? So it's like, yeah, sure,
Right,
you
yeah.
have lots of money now, but maybe you should invest. That's why like PewDiePie,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? PewDiePie is like, oh, I'm just gonna invest in, even though he's the top streamer, he's like, I'm investing in land. Because that's something like when this YouTube thing is done, at least that'll.
Well, he's
make
done
money.
different things. Yeah, he went into the clothing and
Yeah.
like the world. Like he's gone into different things. Yeah.
Right, and he's not like spending his money frivolously.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, yeah, he said he doesn't spend one. That was like recently. Like they just watched his latest video. He's like, I don't really spend a lot of my money.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. So it's like that. If you keep a level head about you, then it's like that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but like if you're too much into like I call it like the genjutsu, like the illusion,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Naruto thing, where
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not real.
Yeah.
You know, if you're too much into that, it's like you're gonna go down the wrong.
Yeah, I think
path.
it's that whole materialistic versus.
Oh yeah, true.
It's
yeah.
like your mindset coming into these sort of things, right?
Right.
And I feel like maybe he needs something like that where it's like read those. I don't want to say self-help, but like one of those things that would like help you, like not be as, like scared of this follower count. Like just be you, and you're
right. Yeah,
right.
totally.
So maybe there's something going on that you're not being you. Like when when you plead for followers or like that doesn't look good.
Right.
Also,
because if you're centered in yourself, like you're just doing things that make you happy.
Yeah.
Then it like wouldn't matter.
I think that would then attract more people because they're like, oh, okay, he's got like a nice vibe or good vibe.
Yeah, totally.
But if you're like asking like how to, I think that kind of comes off bad.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just shows like the crack in your like psychological armor.
Yeah.
And also that thing could be hacked. Like I've hacked it. It's just like it's a game you play. You know what I mean? Like, but that's why I always say it's like it's all about like the sales.
Yeah.
Because like that's tangible. You know, like how much money you bring in. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like that's really that matters. Like if Instagram deletes your account, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you have like money in the bank from that, then that's fine. You know, like you're not gonna lose on that. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
but I'm excited to see. I feel like after that fight, he's like the #1 contender now for the championship title. And if he wins that title, wow, dream like achieved.
Yeah.
That's really
like
cool.
his stance was very different. Like I don't know if it was
like
there
his
before.
fighting stance.
Yeah. Like
totally,
like the way he was.
No, totally different. Like you're right.
It was very different.
Totally
like I was like,
different.
I don't think I've seen that. Like
no,
where the way he was
totally
swaying
different.
and moving, it's like you don't know where the punches are gonna come from.
Yeah.
And like him grabbing his like under his knee. I was like,
okay, so everyone. So I posted this on my Instagram, but everyone talks about like the spinning back elbow that dropped him. But I'm like, no, you're not seeing that front leg drag. That's the thing that set up everything.
Yeah.
You know, like he'd start touching it, and then it was like the front leg, and then it was like, okay, what are you doing with that? And then he used it to pull him in, strike him in the face.
Yeah.
And then he used it to actually go for the single leg.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that was the genius part of it. Like that was such an evolution of striking. Like before, because all he used to do was like some like mediocre striking plus his jiu-jitsu. Like he'd rely on his jiu-jitsu, but his jiu-jitsu is so good now that like nobody wants to go in, you know? So he has to up his striking game. And I feel like with the striking, he does like, he does such unorthodox things now, but in the beginning it was like heavy on your front leg, like boxing style.
right.
You know, take those shots, like put pressure. When they shoot on you, you're going to sub them.
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, stand and show them that they need to come in.
Yeah.
But then when they come in, they forget how good you are at grappling.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I feel like he's a complete fighter now.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like I felt like all of his wins were very, even though, because they always, like, his best wins came from grappling. And it made me feel like you're a one-trick pony, you know? That's why I was like, you can't beat Max because you don't have the tools. But then watching this, I'm like, oh, you completed your, you know, he still has a while to go, because he was like talking about like his confidence in his skills. Like,
yeah.
They're like, oh, how many more things do you know that you haven't shown us? He's like, oh, I know a lot of things. I just don't have the confidence to do them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's a great way to say that, because it's true. It's like you could see that what he was doing, like that leg that leg thing. He practiced that. It wasn't like a on the fly thing. It was like,
no. Yeah.
no, that's a move that you've been honing in, like that that front leg thing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, but what about if you just do a straight punch or like a jab when he comes to grab your leg? Right.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, the opponent has to know the other guy's moves. Now that they know that this is a trick, so like now we have to find a way to defend that.
Totally. Yeah,
So
you're right. And but like with the Korean Zombie, I was like, why wasn't he just doing that? And then I watched the replay like that I posted, and I'm like, no, because his head, as he pulls in, he's moving his head out of the way. So it's like it's way longer for you to reach his face.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you guys can't see it if you're listening to this, but I'm showing like Vish in the air, like as he like tilts his head away, like there's so much room, like
that
you know what I mean? Like he created enough distance. It wasn't like he like grabbed the leg and kept his head there. He moved his head back as he was grabbing. And I was like, oh, okay, no, you accounted for
But
that.
he was doing so many different things. It's like, oh, is he gonna grab your leg, or is he gonna like
come with an
overpunch? Yeah, it's like because he was doing so many random things.
That's true.
You couldn't tell which one he's gonna do.
Yeah, that's true. As he went down, he did like a looping overhand.
Yeah, so it could be like it could be a grab in the knee, but instead it could be a punch like coming up from above. So it's like it was so many different things that he couldn't tell, like a Korean Zombie couldn't tell exactly
which way he's coming,
which one to block here.
Like, that's true actually. And like remember we were watching, it's like you could see when he was disheartened, like Korean Zombie is like, oh, I lost this. Yeah, like but he was like confused. I think the announcer said it too. Like he confused them. He doesn't know where to go. Yeah,
but like I was impressed with Korean Zombies just like taking those hits and just getting back out.
That's why he's a zombie.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what it makes sense. It's like the name makes sense now. Yeah, it was from me for the first time seeing that. So
right. But it's funny. I was like, we were talking Peninsula and Train to Busan.
Yeah.
You know, he really that was his nickname for a long time before
those movies.
yeah. But it's just funny. Yeah, but you saw it now. It's like he just eats those punches. Yeah, so we're stoked to see where he's gonna take it. Yeah, that'll be cool. Okay, so iPhone 12. Oh, you have anything else you wanna?
No. Yeah, we can go on.
Okay, so iPhone 12 got released this week.
Well, it was announced. Pre-orders happened on Friday, so
but they showed. No, but I mean announced. Yeah, they showed the footage of it and like the features. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I know you're gonna upgrade to it.
Yeah, the thing is, I just don't know which one to upgrade to.
Right.
It was much more different before, like the previous year. I could tell, like, okay, I know I'm gonna go for the OLED screen. Now all of them are OLED screens. It becomes, do I want that extra camera or not? Like I guess it's coming down to that.
Or the steel.
Or it's like the aluminum versus stainless steel. But these are like such nitpicky things.
Yeah, I know.
Very nitpicky things that I don't know.
Yeah, we were talking about this all week. Like it's like
I still haven't decided.
Which way, you know? But like, yeah. So when I saw those, I remember like just before they got released, I had gotten a new phone, but I asked you like which one should I get, and you're like, "Oh, get the iPhone 11 Pro because that one's like the."
It was much more easier for me to decide that. I was like, okay, I know which one's better.
And you're like, oh, it's the future. Yeah. You know, but then I was like, okay, well, what does the 12 have to offer? So I watched the 12 video and I was like, oh, it's so marginal compared to like the 11. I feel like the 11 Pro is like, that's it. Like how much further are we going to go? Like when they're talking about the camera, it's like, okay, but how many people are just going to use it recreationally versus professionally? And if you're doing it recreationally, do you really need all those features for the camera?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're really just doing like selfies or something. Like if you're actually gonna do like professional photography, now you need a camera. So it's like, how much more are you gonna go? And then like they're saying,
I think, but we forget like how, like it really is just like an intro to a lot of these things or these tools that these phones can do. Right. That they will probably eventually go into that kind of field of more professional photography.
Right,
like using these tools.
Interest.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is like, it's like, is that enough of a selling point for the consumer? Like for you, it makes sense because you're going from the 7.
Yeah.
So from the 7 to the 12. Okay, sure. But like, I was like 11 Pro to 12.
No. So exactly. It's not for 11 Pro to 12. It doesn't make sense for you to go from that. Yeah. I think it's generally maybe 2-3 generations before.
But if it was the 10 to the 11 Pro, it's like you got to go 11 Pro. Like if you have the 10 and they release the 11 Pro, I feel like the 11 Pro, because the thing that got me was the water resistance and the durability. Yeah. And then the triple camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, that like, you know what I mean? Like if you have the 10 and then 11 Pro, you're like, I gotta go 11 Pro.
Yeah.
But from the 11 Pro to the 12, it's like it was so marginal that there was nothing there that made me go like, you need this.
Yeah, it's more like, I guess, was there an 11S? Like it was like, like how we used to always have
6S,
7S, or like
right. Yeah,
so like I think this is the 11S version of the.
Okay, good way to put that. Actually, yeah.
I think that's what this is. I think next year we'll see a bigger change in some design. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's been 5 years with the notch, so we'll have to see if that notch is going to go next year.
If you're wondering what the notch is, it's the top part of the iPhone where the camera is.
The Face ID, yeah.
Yeah. So theoretically, that thing will be gone.
I don't know what the rumors are. There are some rumors for those sort of things.
Okay.
I don't know yet what will be changed. Maybe there's other features like refresh rates, but these are things that people don't really know.
It's so marginal.
No, I think refresh rates is a bit different.
Okay, but I mean, like when we were talking, like, so another thing they talked about was like, we have the A14 or A4.
It's A14.
A14. Yeah. So okay, the A14 chip, and it's like, this is a better processor, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but the 11 Pro is so quick, so it's like, how much quicker are we going? You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's no point in going from 11 Pro to 12. That doesn't make sense. It makes more sense for 10 or like.
No, but that's why I like how you said just now. You're like, it's the 11S version. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like when you put it in that terms, it's like, okay, that makes more sense.
Because I remember always being like that too. It's like, this is 7S. Like, I'll wait for the next generation.
Right.
I'll wait for the 8 or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing the other thing they were saying is like, it's more water resistant. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I'm also not going to dive with this.
Yeah.
You know, but they're like, you could dive with it now. Like, yeah, but.
I don't think they said that.
No. But no, I'm just saying it's like the meters are higher. So it's like, okay, so you can just basically take this in the ocean, but it's like, would you want to? You know?
No one's gonna do it. But I like their commercial though. It's kind of funny.
Oh, it's a commercial.
Like when they spilled the drinks on the phone, right? These are not like 6 meters. There's just the action was kind of funny though.
But they did that in the other one. Remember?
Yeah.
They did a better one in the other one because they put it in the wind tunnel. Remember? For the 11 Pro, they put it in the wind tunnel. They did the mud. They did the water. I was like, well, I gotta get this phone.
Yeah.
Like this is the phone.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like that commercial too. It's just like a funny thing. It's like we think about like getting these phones wet. It's like, shoot, we don't want to get it wet. But it's like, no, it doesn't.
You have to break that in
matter.
your mind. Yeah, I totally. My sister, she called me, and then she's like, I'm like, why are you calling? And then she's like, I had my phone in the shower with me playing music. I just want to make sure it's okay. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, bro. Like, the whole point is why we created, like, that's why they created this. Like, shower is nothing for it, you know? Like, it's for, like, I saw the videos, like, the pool, the bottom of the pool, they left it for an hour, and it's, like, totally fine. So it's like, yeah. Like, what's shower water? But it's like that psychological, I got a little bit of water on it. Is it going to break?
Because the thing that we know about technology is not to put water on it, right? That's the idea that we've had for years.
Or another thing we know is, like, cars come with gas. You know? Remember we were talking about that yesterday? We were driving and looking at all these Teslas. Like, man, we got to get this Tesla. It's so nice. Like, that is the future. Yeah. But, and then the other thing that they said was, like, 4 times more durable. Mm-hmm. Then so like you can drop it at stronger heights. It's like,
well, this is going to be great to see those. This will be great to see those side by side tests that they do.
Totally. But it's like, so now what you're really doing is like, if I drop the phone out of the balcony, it'll be okay if you have the 12, you know. But it's like, come on, man. Like if you drop it out of the balcony, you might have just lost that phone. You know, like like hip drops are like totally fine. So it's like, so marginal. Yeah, I really like that you called it the 11S, 11 Pro S or whatever. Like that's a genius because that is essentially what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about your? Oh, actually, no. One thing that I do like is the magnetic.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, like that was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah. Like when you first told me, I was like, okay, so it's got like magnets so that the charging whatever, but then you showed me like the cases and the wallets. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Because I got that slim wallet because I was like, I don't want to carry around a big wallet.
Yeah.
But then there's like a card holder in the back of your iPhone. It's like, okay, this is genius. Like I used to have a case, right?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
you know?
It just totally replaces.
Yeah, it
sucks for that company or those types of brands that do it.
Yeah, totally.
They've taken over that market.
It's funny. I was talking to your brother, and he was like, "Oh, I want to get the 12." And I was like, "Yeah, like, do you use a case?" He was like, "Colors. Colors is the only differentiator for him." And I was like, "Yeah, but do you use a case? Because then it won't matter." And he's like, "Yeah, I use an OtterBox." But I'm like, "But why do you need an OtterBox for like it's so durable?" You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only have like the case now for like design purposes.
I got rid of the case for the 7. I was ready to. I was like, I'm done.
I actually that's one difference. I felt like we haven't held the 12.
Yeah.
But the 11, I feel like you need the case. Like this rounded curves is just too slippery in my hand. But then I feel like
it's that matte glass finish.
Yeah, but the rounding, you know.
Yeah. But the back is very, very smooth.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see like with the 12, because they jump back a design with like what do you call it? It's not rounded edges. It's like
no straight edges.
Straight edges. So now it's like it could probably just cup in your hand, your palm better. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I remember that's what we said you would do. Like you'd wait to hold them, and you could tell which one's better.
Well, they both have the same style of design. It's just the material is different, right?
Yeah,
aluminum versus stainless steel.
Yeah, and the what was that thing? The matte finish versus
the matte glass finish on the back of the Pros versus the glossy ones on the regular 12s.
But I wonder if that's going to be like an issue, like you were talking about the fingerprints. Mm-hmm. But like I guess because I use cases and stuff, so I like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't use a case, so maybe it might look really bad. Who knows?
Yeah. Kind of don't want those fingerprints.
Yeah. I don't know what color are you leaning towards if you get Pro. What color?
The Pro is Pacific blue for sure.
Really, you don't want gold? You
no,
don't like that gold? I was looking for that gold, bro.
I had to see how it looks, but I don't think that the Pacific blue is kind of.
Is where it at.
It's where it's at for me.
I have the midnight green only because there was no gold. I just and I remember with the 6S I got the.
Well, the gold looks better on this one.
It looks super cool. Yeah. I mean, even in the pictures, it looks cool.
Yeah.
But the 6S, I had the rose gold.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that ostentatious look. You know.
Yeah.
You're like really showing off your glamour there, even though I put on cases. But it's just cool. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like the was it sea blue, midnight blue? What's the blue?
Pacific blue.
Pacific blue. Yeah, that one does look cool though. Like it's like very futuristic.
Yeah, it replaces the midnight green.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
The gold's still there even from before. It's like
these are like it's standards. A brighter gold now. So.
Yeah, it's a brighter gold. Yeah.
What about if you get the 12? What color?
Probably the blue.
Really? Still blue. Oh, is blue your favorite color?
No, I like the dark. It's not black, but it's also dark enough that it could be black, and so it's like.
If I were to get the 12, I don't know why I would pick if it was the 12. If it's the Pro, it's gold. But if it's the 12, I don't know why I like the white. There's something about it. It's just like so clean, you know. But I would put stickers on the back, like mine. So maybe that's why I like the white, because I'm like, I could decorate this.
Right.
But it's looking innovative. But I wonder about the scuffing, you know, like
for the white.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't scuff, right? Because why would it?
No, it's aluminum, right? So it should be fine.
Yeah,
I don't think it really scuffs like that.
Totally. You know what? One thing I fear about technology is like scratching it. Mm-hmm. You know, with like the like even though it's like durable, like sandpaper can scratch things. You know, and like. Yeah,
so there's
I wonder when they get past that where it's like scratch resistant.
There's videos of like different levels of sharpness that they tested on.
Oh, okay.
So
sandpaper doesn't do anything?
Well, I don't know if they've done sandpaper, but like they will do like different things on the back or the front of the screen and see which one will eventually scratch it. Like what is its level 8, level like I don't know. Like there's like like other people, like third party, do their own videos about that. That'll come out once the phone's out.
Okay.
That's generally happens every year. People do that.
Oh, interesting.
So they'll try like keys, or like they'll like the general thing is keys. Like people all have keys in their pockets, right? So then they'll do like other levels of diamond type of cutting, or like what would eventually cut it.
But diamond's like the highest. Like it's the hardest.
Or something
thing.
like that. Yeah.
It's like it's definitely gonna crack with a diamond.
Yeah.
Like,
but like there's different things. Like around the lens is a different type of glass. And,
oh really?
Yeah, it's like sapphire or something. So it takes a lot to scratch that.
Interesting.
So it's like, and then the front is generally so I don't know how with that ceramic shielding, like what is the level?
It's so funny talking about durability. So like I went to a Pacific Mall to get the cases, and then they're always trying to sell you like, they're like, oh, do you want a screen protector? I'm like, but it's so durable. And then they're like, do you want a lens protector? I'm like, but it's so durable. Like what?
Yeah.
But like my sister was like, she doesn't know this, right? So she's like, bro, I think we need to get these screen protectors.
People don't know. General people don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But it's like, but that's like they're trying to make this product so good. You know, I
like I took off the screen protector. I took off everything off this phone.
It's totally fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
I got this like message from this person, and they were like, oh, like we were talking about Apple, and they're like, oh, you're an Apple fan, eh? I'm like, no, I'm like a technology fan, and Apple's like best in class right now, you know, because like you can't, like, its ecosystem, the fact that they're making the phones so durable, water resistant, like that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know any other brand that's
like, but everyone like complains like, oh, they're so expensive.
The stock price went down. That was one thing. But
but that always happens every year.
Exactly,
like if you follow it, actually, it's like, oh, after the 11, the stock went down. Yeah, of course it's going to go down because they don't know how well it's going to sell.
Right. Yeah.
It happens like that every year. Stock is very an emotional thing.
It's speculation because that's all it is. It's just guessing.
Yeah.
It is an emotional thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but then also where they were at last year versus where they're at now, it's like way higher.
Right.
Also,
so it's like it went down, but it was at 75 billion. You know, like so.
Well, it was like it was a $2 trillion. It reached $2 trillion.
Trillion. There you go. So
right. So it reached $2 trillion, and then it went down. It's like
okay, so you lost like $1 billion out of $1 trillion. So that's like nothing.
Yeah.
Because like if you put it into perspective, $1 billion, $1 trillion is 1,000 billions.
Yeah.
So it's like if you went down like 4 billion, okay, off of the 1,000 billion there is, like that's like nothing at all.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say, but the pricing of the phones, like the complaints are always, oh, it's too pricey and all that stuff. But like generally, these phones last a long time.
I was gonna say it's an investment.
Yeah,
it's like
they expect you to actually keep those phones for like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, they're built, especially now with those types of chips that they're putting in.
Right.
That means it'll last a much longer time.
So actually, that's because like the 11 Pro is expensive, but I was like, okay, but if I get this will last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And then a new crazier phone will be out.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's just like instead of getting like a 10 XR or something like that, I was like, let's just get the best one right now and we'll wait.
Yeah.
You know.
Like for instance, I got the first iPad Pro.
Yeah.
It's now been 5 years.
Oh yeah.
It's still running good.
Yeah.
So it's like they make their products to last, I feel.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
Of course, there's like sometimes defects here and there, but like generally they make their products to last.
Actually, I was looking at this videographer, Bo Boken. He was the lead singer for Bless the Fall, and like I was like, oh, he's doing really good videography work now. So like he posted a picture of his Mac, and I was like, oh, it's like an old Mac, but it's like but it still works. Like I thought he would have been using like the new iPad Pro. Like the craziest one, because it's like, yeah, your videos look sick, but it's like, no, just what works.
Yeah.
So yeah, Macs last a long time.
Like I mean, I spend money on them, but the laptop, I don't use it as much because I use the iPad, but like it's been since 2008 still running.
Right. True. Yeah. But
you
just can't upgrade to the operating system. That's the only difference.
Of course, I mean, there's a level to it because you can't go past a certain
right
power that it has, right? So. But it's running at whatever it has, it's still running. So before that, I had like a computer that I spent more money on too, but didn't last as long.
Was it the Dell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't last as long. I've had this probably 10 times longer now.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
So it's like, well, that $2,500 isn't that much in that time span.
Right. Totally. But the operating system thing, that is the only piss off though, because like with mine, remember my Mac, and then the only reason why I upgraded because I wanted to get Logic Pro 10.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let's just upgrade it. And then in doing that, it like wrecked my whole system. Even now it's like crashing, but before it was so perfect. But yeah, it's like I feel like they do that, like planned obsolescence. They like create something so that it'll break what you're using, so that you'll be forced to purchase the new thing, you know?
Right.
Like the operating system, like even though they say like, yeah, it'll work, it works, but not optimally to what it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel with like sometimes those things, because again, in those computers, there's a lot of third-party things in there.
Right.
Like until Apple, which is why I say anyone who's going to buy a laptop now or a MacBook now, I would tell them to wait 2 years.
Oh, really?
Until they have a full new lineup with all their own chips.
Oh, okay. Actually, I was thinking that. I was
then it's fully going to be like their full control.
Right. I think
of everything.
I think I'm going to do like my old Mac, my original one before this one, the one I got right out of university, it like crapped out on me, but I like ran that thing super hardcore. And then like this one, I think I'll just run super hardcore, but I am looking for what would the next one be, because the operating system.
Yeah. I think I would wait. Yeah, 2 years.
Wait.
I would wait. Anybody who's gonna ask me that, I'll tell them to wait 2 years till they have the full lineup with their own Apple chips.
Right.
And so they're getting rid of Intel.
I also think on top of waiting, invest in them. Well, I mean, it also depends on your industry, but I use these things like workhorses. So I'm looking to get like the friggin' $5,000 one, like that, like this one, you know, like max it out to its peak performance before. Because like, especially if you're going to use it all the time, why not max it out, you know? Why go cheap on something that you're going to need?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of emotions, you have anything else about iPhone 12?
No, I just don't have a hard time figuring out which one to buy though.
Yeah, true.
That's the only issue.
Oh, we'll wait till it's out. You'll hold them and then see. But definitely not the mini.
No, I don't like the way the case
fits
on the mini, because it's small enough that it just hits the edges. So I don't like that.
And the Pro? No.
Pro's too big.
Okay.
And too expensive. There's no point for me for that.
True, yeah. True. Maybe if you were like 7 foot, the Pro would be
Maybe,
for you.
Yeah, that'll feel like a mini for you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right, so speaking of emotion, the last thing is the election.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? All right, I'll give you mine first.
Okay.
Prior to him getting better, I was like, oh, it's in the bag. Biden's gonna win. But then the fact that he makes it look like it was nothing, it was like psychologically like, yeah, you're right. I feel like he might win. Like there's a difference. So if you hear this and you get triggered and you're like, oh, well, like he shouldn't win. Well, I'm not talking about that. I wouldn't vote for him, but I do think both candidates are kind of weird. But like, I'm just speaking objectively.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
you have
not
to speak objectively.
Just because you say you think he's gonna win doesn't mean you're supporting him. I'm just like looking at the facts, and you're like, this kind of looks like it might swing in the other. Like, it is a very emotion-driven country, you know.
Yeah.
And like marketing heavy. So it's like, even though in the Michelle Obama podcast, she's like, there's no marketing budget for politics, so we have a hard time like educating everyone.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it does run off marketing, and like, I feel like he might win. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it feels like that. I do watch those rallies just for like fun. It's very comedic to me.
Yeah, true.
But I did watch the town hall. They didn't do a debate, right? So they did town halls on different networks, both Biden and Trump.
Yeah,
around the same time, I think.
Okay, so they were competing for viewership.
And it ended on the TV viewership wise. Biden got more viewership, is what I heard.
No, but the thing we were talking about, remember, it's like you can have the popular vote, but it's like, how did you game the system?
Yeah.
So that's why I think he might win. It's like,
right, like I gotta see.
It's not going to be a landslide victory.
These things are going to be close.
Yeah.
These things are going to be very close. Yeah.
But we could be shocked. Like, it could just be a landslide for Biden, and you're like, whoa. Didn't expect that.
Yeah, I guess anything can happen between now and the election day. So, for me to choose who's gonna win, before I was, I think we said this, like before the COVID thing, he would have won. Then during the COVID thing, he would not have won.
Yeah.
Then all these protests and riots, he wasn't gonna win.
Yeah.
Now that he's back doing those rallies, like his numbers are, I feel like they're gonna tick back up again.
Yeah.
That where it's gonna be close. I just like I don't know. I didn't look into like what the polls look like or things like that. Like it's still gonna be a close race. I don't want to say who, but I don't know.
So we could wake up on November 3rd with
when is election day?
November 4th. Well, isn't it November 3rd? The election day. So we could wake up November 4th.
Is it? I don't know. Let me check it out.
All right, cool.
Election day 2020. Yeah, election day is Tuesday, November 3rd.
Yeah. I remember because it was a day after Athena's birthday.
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we could wake up November 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And with basically the original system,
mm-hmm.
which is like Biden, or we could wake up with a very turbulent next system if Trump wins.
For another 4 years.
Yeah, it's like both don't seem very appealing, but it's like the lesser of two evils, I guess.
Yeah, it came down to that last year in 2016.
But I feel like in 2016, people were like, what's this going to look like if a reality TV host wins?
Yeah.
And then he won.
Yeah.
So then I think this time it's like, now that you know the evidence, let's see which way.
Now that you know, okay, wait, or do you want to continue with that, or do you want to go back to
that's what I mean. Like,
normal?
I think November 4th, it's going to be like, what is the true personality of America? I think that's what's going to be most telling at the end of it. It's just like, oh, this is where you guys like lie, you know?
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be super interesting. But what was that WHO thing you were saying about like the 5
Yeah, I didn't
test?
read the thing. Just something that I saw or heard on the radio is like
lockdown's not good.
Yeah, they are also saying, I don't know if they're saying not to do lockdowns, because I didn't read what they particularly said, but they were discouraging against lockdowns, I guess is maybe the term.
So they're siding with Trump.
Well, or Sweden, I don't know.
No, but totally, yeah.
I know
it could be Sweden
to open
but
up.
like,
yeah.
but like Trump supporters are like, see, he was right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's what I mean. So it's
exactly.
Like, it's not, and the fact that like he got COVID, he was okay after. It's like, see, he was right. So it's and then but then like everyone who I tell that to, they're like, oh, but he got the best care, blah blah blah. But it's like, but nobody's gonna look into that. They're just gonna be like, he survived.
Yeah. No, but he keeps saying it too in his rallies. It's like I think he says something like best treatment or like these best doctors, right? But he's like, we're trying to get these drugs out to you and we're trying to do it for free. Like he's saying those things.
Wow.
So those sort of things could help. It's like, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like firsthand experience.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I went through it. Like I know what it's like. Like so he can use these sort of things, and it could work.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, if he had gotten really sick from COVID, it's like, okay, game over. The world needs to take this more seriously. If he had died, we really need to take this seriously. But the fact that he bounced back within like less than a week, it's like, ooh, he might have been right. I'm not saying he might have been right. I'm just saying like that's what people are going to be thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now he can use it. He uses it all the time about the COVID thing. It's like his son that stays with him in the White House got it too. But it's like
totally fine.
He had no symptoms, so it's like the kids have to go back to school because they don't.
Oh, see,
and it's like everyone's cheering for that. It's like yeah.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like, what it's gonna come down to. I think what this race is gonna come down to is, I think it could be like a very COVID heavy thing where it's like open up the economy or close the economy, because Biden's going for closing, so it's like.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Like he's not saying that generally, but it's like
no. But he like if you look at it, it's like okay, establishment views. Like you're going like establishment.
I think what he said, like in the town hall, I think they asked him that. it was something similar to like if everyone is following the guidelines with wearing the mask and stuff, we can. Or I'm sure he said that, but like he could use these sort of things where,
we could
like
open up if you're just safe.
Yeah, if you're wearing masks and these sort of things, we can open up earlier.
Right, totally. So, but see, like you have, so look at it like a psychological thing. It's like you have the reprimanding father, right? Which is like fine. If you guys wear your mask, we can open up close like sooner. Or you have the rebel renegade, which is like screw masks. I'm fine. We're good.
Yeah.
Open it up.
Yeah.
So it's like, which way are you gonna lean? You know,
he's trying to get both votes, right? So
exactly.
Trump, because it's Trump. Yeah, it's like I'm not against masks. Like he says it like that. Okay, right? He's not against masks, but I'm not also for masks. Like it's I'm in the middle.
Right.
You can do whatever you want.
It's
but I saw more people in his rallies. At least what was like the people behind him wearing those masks. Like more people wearing those masks since he had COVID.
Oh, okay, that's funny. That's funny.
I think.
Michelle Obama in her thing, she was saying like, COVID doesn't know on her podcast. COVID doesn't know borders. So even if one state makes masks and then the other one is like, do whatever you want, it's like it's still gonna spread.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, it's so divided, that country. It's weird. You know, there's no like universal, like this is how it is.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like COVID's really showing us like the cracks in that system, you know, that we've heard about for a while, but like now we're actually seeing it because there's something like there's pressure.
Especially in the healthcare system for them.
Yeah, exactly.
That is like the biggest thing.
That was a thing for a while, right? Like no free healthcare.
Yeah.
That's like,
and those bills that some people get are like,
I was like, I got like $1 million. And he's like, you should have just killed me, bro.
Yeah.
Why am I alive? I have to pay this now. Yeah, it sucks. But then the Oxford thing you talked about.
You were talking about like they should have rapid tests.
I'm telling you, that's the way to do it. Because like, who's gonna get the shot? There's so much controversy around it. But if you just do the rapid testing, we can all get about our lives. It's like, okay, 5-minute test. Oh, you don't have it, you can come in. Oh, you have it, go back home. That's it. You know. Obviously, you'll have like pariahs in society. They're like, get away from us, you disgusting COVID person. You know, if that happens. But like, yeah, I just feel like it's better. It's a more practical solution because it's a more inclusive solution. Because it doesn't matter if you wear masks, don't wear masks. It's like, I guess it would matter, but
you should still wear
vaccinators.
Masks.
Sorry, that's what I meant. It's like it doesn't matter if you get vaccinated or not vaccinated. Just do the test. We'll see who has it, who doesn't have it. If you have it, quarantine. And you were saying Oxford.
So they made that is like that's what we were talking about last week. Like there are people probably working on these things, and here's something Oxford that did that 5-minute results, but they have to go through other processes to make it like fully approved.
Right. But again, they don't really talk about that in mainstream media. It's all about like vaccinations. But apparently now it's like all about herd immunity in CNN.
Herd immunity?
Yeah, my sister was talking about it. Like they're going for that now. But they're like pushing it in a different direction. It's like if everyone gets the vaccine, it's herd immunity. But then Tara was saying like that is what herd immunity is. It just means that the majority of your population can't get it.
Yeah.
Right? But like, so they're still talking about the vaccine, but being like, it'll create herd immunity. But the people that already have it, you know what I mean? Like we'll speed up this herd immunity kind of thing. So I'm wondering, like, you remember in grade 7 when we all had to get Hep B shots? Could you imagine if it's like that in the future? Like all the kids.
Well, yeah, I think again, Biden was asked this too. Is like you can't mandate everybody to get, or you can't even mandate everybody to wear a mask. You can only recommend these sort of things.
Oh, wait. I saw. I don't know if it was on CNN or like the Toronto News, but like they were saying you can't mandate it, but you can enforce it by not letting kids go to school unless they have the shot.
Exactly. Because you're using a public system.
Yeah.
When you're using a public system, stuff like schools, you can't go to those schools without having a measles shot.
Yeah. Then that's what they were like.
So that's how it would be.
It's like you don't have to take it, but you just can't come to the school. Yeah. That sucks, bro. Because I remember how much that sucked. The grade 7 days, you had to get 3. For us, they reduced it to 2. Thank God. I hate needles, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if I got 3 or 2. I don't remember.
I think you got 3 because my sister got 3.
Okay.
It was our year that they introduced 2.
So they increased the dose on both, probably. So you just get
maybe.
2.
But then
that's
I remember
what
the
happens.
controversy for it. Like I was
there was controversy
because they were like kids, kids controversy, like will 2 work or are you gonna overdose us? Blah blah. blah. You know what I mean? Because we only got 2 instead of 3.
Yeah, but the thing also, I think what Biden said is like these vaccines, they're not for kids. You can't give them to children.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're testing on adults, right?
Oh okay.
So it's not like you can't give them to kids.
Oh, it's sort of like shingles. So it's like kids just get chicken pox for like whatever, but then for adults we're like get the shingle shot.
Yeah, I guess. But like no, like when they're doing these tests, they're not doing it on kids.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. But
so they can't give it to kids.
Like in the future it'll be like that because like no kid's got a chicken pox shot. I don't know anybody who's had that.
Is there even a chicken pox shot? There is. Okay.
Yeah, weird. But I'm also worried about like the long-term ramifications of those shots. Like,
yeah, but I don't know if we'll ever get a vaccine. Like we already seen if.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, that was another thing. Yeah, I forgot to write that down. But you can get COVID again, but it's because there's multiple strains.
Yeah.
So it's like, so if there's multiple strains, and if it evolves, your shot won't work. Just like the flu shot, it's like it's always changing. Yeah. So. Each year you'll have to get a COVID shot. It makes no sense.
Yeah, no.
Right? Like it's just like
wouldn't make
that's
sense.
What I'm saying. Rapid testing. Just do rapid testing. We're all good, you know? Or just we'll live inside. Remember that thing we were driving to our parents' house and I was saying like it's funny how we look at the houses. Well, I look at the houses now and it's like they're prisons. Right? It's like you can't leave and like
right.
You know? It's like
well
you can leave, but
no. I get what you're saying, but in that prison you have more space.
Sure, yeah.
If you're in downtown and your prison is a condo, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like that's people were like more when it was a full lockdown at that time. People were just staying in their condos. It's more they wanted to go get houses. Quarantine in a house versus like inside of a condo, because you have more room.
That makes sense.
And breathing area, you got a backyard and stuff.
Yeah, totally. I've seen that the increase of
house buying.
Yeah. That's a big thing. Like a lot of people
leaving downtown.
Yeah.
And if they're working from home, they can.
Doesn't matter.
They don't have to be downtown. Yeah.
I really think that. I'd like to. That Michelle Obama podcast was so good, but like she another thing that they said was like we're all talking about the new normal, but it's like don't reach. This was the guest who said this. Don't reach for normal. Reach for better. Because she's like,
that's true.
She's like, the world is 100% changed, and like I'm at this point now where I'm like, no, it's definitely changed. Before, if it was 2 weeks, maybe it wouldn't have changed, but like we're closing in on a year now.
Yeah.
If you could run a business for a year successfully remotely, why would you go in? Makes no sense.
I think there's gonna be a ton of businesses that won't be needing like work areas. Like this is paying rent for no reason.
Yeah, totally.
You can just do it from home. Like people can work from home. Then you can cut that cost.
But then the only other thing that I could see as a detriment to this is, all right, this is like totally out there, but like this could happen if there was like Graham Hancock's thing, a solar flare wipes out all of the internet, we're screwed.
Yeah.
If you go fully remote, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, of course. Anything breaks down that technology, then we have to.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah. I don't know. It's an exciting world, but
yeah, we'll see. It's the end of days, right?
I know, right? Like as the apocalypse in the Bible. You know, apocalypse. It means it's not. It doesn't mean the end of the world. It means like the end. It's like knowledge or something. I forgot what the exact one was, but it means like it's like new knowledge or something like that. It's not about destruction. It's about leveling up. The actual word apocalypse is not a negative word, but we associate because of media, right? There's been so many
the definition
movies.
that we're using.
Yeah, totally.
Not the original definition, let's say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We have different meanings for the same words.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Final thoughts, Fish?
Uh, I don't know.
Go
Yeah.
vote.
Sure, yeah, for
Go
them.
vote. You know what I saw? Like, you know this whole like, go vote thing?
Yeah.
What's going on? I saw Jagmeet Singh. He posted like, I voted. I'm like, what? And then I read the caption. It's like BC elections. I was like, come on, bro. Like you're capitalizing on everyone being like, vote, vote, vote. So when he said like when he showed the pin like I voted, it made me think like, what does this mean? Like you're not in America. But then reading the caption, it's like, you know,
Right.
it's almost like a clickbait kind of, you know, but like a visual clickbait now.
Right. Well, I guess if you're in BC area, you would know.
True, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. True.
Because you have an election or whatever's going on there.
Yeah, we don't even care. Canadian politics is so boring. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not like that was a provincial thing.
Right. Yeah.
So if it was happening in Ontario, I probably would have known about it.
Yeah. True. Well, yeah. No, but I mean, just in general, Canadian politics is boring. Like we don't really go off on it.
Yeah, not as much because we have something on south of our border, which is much more entertaining.
Yeah, because it's the media capital of the world. So that's why. That's why we're so entertained by it. But yeah. All right. So just be sure to check out Zen Real Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and accessories, zenrealclothingco.com. Use offer code Socrates for 20% off select items. Be sure to check out Zenreal Radio for free Zenreal playlists. And if you're in the Toronto, Scarborough, Canada area, be sure to check out that came out weird. Scarborough, Toronto, Canada area. Be sure to check out the Port Eden Bakery and tell them Socratic Gamers say what up, and they'll give you a smile and probably a free Timbit. Take it easy.
Peace.